Hello subscribers and non-subscribers, and welcome back to Let's Play Victoria 2. In this part we're going to be, I think, declaring a quick war against the Ottomans. Trying to find my timer. Okay, there it is. Yeah, so, I believe that's what we were preparing for. Yes, a quick war with the Ottomans. Go ahead and start my timer. And let's go ahead and get started. So I did go and do a test, and the assert hegemony on Prussia should give us the miners. I can only assume that the game bugged out when I had done a previous test. War between the Netherlands and some other country. Okay, so I can gain +2 research points for the rest of the game, or I can lose some militancy in a single territory. Yeah. No game. I'm gonna take the research points. There's no obvious downside to that, so it seems obvious that it's the best choice. And I mean, if I can research stuff faster, I can be better than my enemies faster, or with less resources. So, yeah, again, there's no good reason not to do that. We can live with a little bit more militancy. It's not that high. I don't recall, did we already get caught trying to fabricate a claim on the Ottomans, or no? I don't think we did. But I'd have to go back and look. Okay, let's see. What do I want to get next? Yeah, let's get the nationalism and imperialism. And our number of brigades that we can support is slowly increasing. Yep, the Ottomans are definitely coming right for us. Admittedly, the territory we plan to take, Bosnia, is not really worth a whole lot to them. Certainly not compared to the likes of taking Schlesien off of Prussia. I don't really want to lose the prestige, so we'll take the cut down to size on Neged, but I don't plan to actually go to war with Neged. There's literally no reason for Portugal to fear me. We've almost got the ability to remove the Netherlands from... What's this? Our nation is one of the most prestigious powers on earth. From Vienna to far-flung provinces beyond, our flag flutters proudly in the winds, striking fear into the hearts of anyone who dare oppose us. In celebration of our dominance and just reign, an imperial parade is being planned in Vienna. The question that now poses itself is, should we invite foreign dignitaries to this joyous occasion, or shall we simply conclude that no other nation is fit to bask with us in our place in the sun? I would love to get the prestige, thank you very much. Although, and it's only one prestige for each of these countries, and I mean, they all have a fairly decent amount of prestige, with the exception of the Ottomans and Spain not really having that much compared to others. But no, I'll just take getting the prestige for myself, so sure, all must see our splendor. Not that it means much. Yes, so now we can go ahead and declare war on the Ottomans. Do we want to wait just a little bit? You know, it doesn't actually really matter. Yeah, let's go ahead and declare the war. I want Bosnia. I could call my allies in. You know what? Screw it. There's not much reason not to. And it's a little extra support. So screw it. We'll invite them. I don't really plan to get anything from them. South German Confederation, if you could just be so kind as to defend my territories, that would be great. Okay, or you can send all your troops here. Why? Why would you stack your troops on top of mine? You could just siege more shit. It would be so much faster if you just sieged more shit. Go and help our friends Lucca. Or, excuse me, Saxony. And I assume that they will be wanting to get out of this very quickly. Okay. The Netherlands is no longer part of the Spanish sphere. Okay, who's going where? Because I'm trying to avoid overlapping with people. Thank you, France. You'll deal with those guys for me. No mention of our war with the Ottomans. Apparently it's not important enough to make the world news. Okay, take care of these guys. South Germans kind of need our help. Really, you're still not willing to accept defeat. Even though I have slightly more war score than should technically be necessary. There we go. Thank you for giving me Bosnia. Should now leave you alone for a decent amount of time because I have bigger fish to fry. And somebody is missing a brigade, so we're gonna have to fix that. I'll wait for them all to get into position, and then I'll figure out who it is that's missing a brigade. We'll send an official letter to the U.S. So fairly short war started right at the end of July, or no. That's when it ended. Started at the start of February. Okay, you are missing an infantry. I could give you a guard. It's actually a fairly decent improvement in attack. So I'll slowly try and transition to our people to guards. Should be noted, guards are limited to your primary culture. If I recall correctly. So depending on what country you're playing as, you can be pretty heavily limited. I think we're doing okay. How are we doing with fertilizer, out of curiosity? How much of it do we produce? We are the world's third largest producer of fertilizer. Wonderful. What about regular clothes? How are we doing there? I just gotta find them. Here we go. We're not even on the list. Let's spend some money on getting the regular clothes factory built. Okay, the UK has decided they don't actually wish to fight me for the Netherlands. They were willing to, and then they said, you know what, never mind. Do we have our railroads built everywhere? Not quite. We're missing them in Slovenia, recently conquered Bosnia, Carinthia, and our portion of Moldavia. And Vienna. Or not Vienna, but Venice, rather. Verona. That region. Venetia, actually, is what it's called. Whatever. Yeah, we're missing it there. I could go and spend to get those built now, but don't really need to. Now, question is, see, I could go ahead and start fabricating a claim on Prussia and just fight one more regular war with them, which isn't a terrible idea. I need to knock them down. Their capital is in Brandenburg, so I can't take that. If memory serves me correctly, Victoria follows the rules of you can only take an enemy's capital if it's one of the last 3 regions that they own. And by one of the last, I mean you can only take it if they only have 3 regions left. Something like that. So, how much is Posen worth to you? It's worth 4 industry. It's not much. What about West Prussian? 2. Yeah, I actually don't really have much that I can take off of you if I want to have some nice clean borders. My choices really are just to take Posen off of you, and Posen isn't really worth it. It's also bound to potentially get me stuck in a conflict regarding Polish independence. I don't think it's the only thing, though. Yeah, Schlesien is technically Polish. But Posen seems to typically get me in... Well, not me, but it tends to be like the home of the Polish independence crisis. Although sometimes it can also be... What is that? Wielkopolskie? Something like that? Well, whatever it is. If I go to war with you, though, it is going to involve the UK still. Do I want to go to war for just Posen? It's a decent-sized territory. And I do need to, like I said, knock Prussia down more. Because as long as they stay a great power, I have to deal with these guys. But my final act to knock them out of great power status has to be the assert hegemony. So that I don't have to try and get each of these minors one by one. Which is time consuming. But if Prussia stays a great power after that war, I then proceed to have to fight Prussia for them, which further slows things down. And I need to conquer Prussia's territory anyway, so long as they're a great power. Once they get knocked down to secondary, then I can just sphere them. Yeah. Trying to form Greater Germany, particularly as Austria, can be a bit of a pain. Because you're needing to fight over the minors quite regularly. And there's quite a few. While with Prussia, that's not really an issue. Austria doesn't typically get very many minors. Now, I could help myself by allowing Prussia to form the North German Federation. However, if they form that, they then become more of a pain in the ass to fight. But it is an option. You know what? We're going to go and declare a war to take a little extra land. I believe the cutoff for somebody being able to declare a containment war on you is 25 infamy. So we'll be cutting a little close in the event that we end up rolling a full 11. Which we shouldn't. It's a pretty rare thing. We're going to go and try and get a claim for Posen. Dump money for the fertilizer factory. I also did go and read up. So, in Vicky, it is much better to increase taxes than it is to have tariffs up. That's just the way it is. So we're gonna sort of try and slowly get our tariffs down to 0. And then maybe we'll be able to sort of even things out later on the taxes. It is interesting that our projected daily is negatives, but we're still making quite a bit. I'm assuming this is missing something that this is including. Although I don't know why it shouldn't. Also, we have very little subsidies we're needing to pay, which is actually quite nice, even though we are subsidizing all of our factories, technically. Something against Tunis. It's cut down to size, which is not particularly useful. I'll take it, just so I don't lose the prestige, but I don't plan to press it. We are very close to getting the Netherlands. How big is your army? 39 brigades. I have 50. Wow. Prussia really isn't doing so hot. If Austria has more than them. Okay. We are, interestingly, now starting to need to deal with these social reforms, potentially. So this decreases our factory throughput. However, it decreases the luxury needs for poor and middle stratas and increases immigrant attraction. Should be noted, we're in Europe, so immigrant attraction is inherently very low. In Vicky, you basically have to be in the Americas to get any real decent immigrant attraction for your population growth. In Europe, Asia, Africa, you're generally stuck needing to rely on conquering territory and then just natural births to increase your population. Should also be noted the population is only the adult male population. So this is 11.23 million adult males. There's a total population of 44.95 million, which is kind of interesting of a breakdown. Huh. Yeah, that's very interesting. So do I want to gain 3 militancy or allow Bohemia to be more in favor of 14-hour work days? I'll let them become more in favor of it because I don't think it's going to affect things too significantly. Okay, it affected things a bit more than I expected. It went from 0.01% to just under 3. Bohemia actually had a lot more people than I expected. How many people are in Bohemia? Oh, it's my most my most populated region. So I probably should have checked that, but not that big of a deal. 3% will not hurt us much. Oh good, you guys are doing a great job with the railroads. Luxury clothes are regular. Let's try and lose some of the consciousness. Prices rise on machine parts, that's not a surprise. Actually, you know what, I'm not going to say anything. I was going to say something, but I just thought that now if I do say it, it'll no longer be true. So, never mind. Change of plans. We're just not going to say it. At least not until we're done. Okay, we now have the Netherlands in our fold. They're coming right for us. Welcome to being my ally, Netherlands. Are you still in a war out of curiosity? No, you're not. You're done. And Punjab is fighting Afghanistan. Oh, it's the Empire of Mexico now. Were they always the Empire of Mexico? I never really paid attention. Well, if they weren't, now they are. And if they always were, then they still are. I think Posen might be our last traditional war against the Prussians. The war after that, I think, will be our assert hegemony. Up, and the UI is bugging out there, like it sometimes does. How much time's still on my timer? Can we fit in a quick war with Prussia? I say a quick war. It would not be quick. I mean, we can start it. But yeah, no, it's not going to be a quick war. It never will be. Well, either way, let's just do a quick save real quick. So, I can go to war with them. I'll win that. Assuming France will join, let's check this real quick. Yes, all our allies will join. How many ships do you have? You have 50 ships. You have 90. Together you have more ships than the UK. Okay. So, if the entire French Navy in Europe and the Dutch Navy in Europe, which is the vast majority of their navy, they do have a couple of ships elsewhere apparently, were to blockade the English Channel, that would pretty much guarantee that the UK will not be a threat in this war. That allows me and my allies to focus our ground troops on Prussia. Now, during one of the wars I declared war on Prussia, back when I was testing this over the holiday, that is how things played out. In fact, it resulted in a French invasion of the British Isles. London got occupied by the French, which was just wonderful to see. Because typically that doesn't happen. Normally the UK just wrecks everybody if you get in a war with them, particularly in Europe. Screw it. We're going to start the war, this part. Next part we will finish the war. And, yeah. Now I just kind of need that 47 ship fleet of the Dutch and this 62 ship fleet of the French to sit in the Channel, Straits of Dover, and Dogger Bank. And just sort of patrol through there constantly. That'll pretty much guarantee that the British won't invade the mainland, or mainland Europe. Because they typically land in northern France, so the Normandy region. I don't know why. That's just where they love landing. I assume it's because it's the shortest route between the British Isles and mainland Europe, so they always land there rather than down south, where it's slightly less defended. Now this war will drag on. I need you to go over here because I don't want Saxony getting out of the war early, which is typically what happens. And you're going to need help with that, okay. You still need help, but Saxony arrives to provide assistance. Still kind of cutting that a little close, if I'm being honest. So let's get some more reinforcements in there. That took more people than I was really wanting to get involved. Yes, I'll take the Valley of the Kings, thank you. And yeah, that hurt. There's our timer. I need you to get in there and help them. And we're going to be forced to talk to the British to end this war. And you guys screwed it up. You didn't properly defend the channel. Oh well. We should still be able to win this. The British don't really stand to lose anything of significance. So for them, it's kind of in their best interest to just kind of let this all end as quickly as possible. What is our war exhaustion out of curiosity? 2. Okay, so it's a question, do I want to get more jingoism and lose some more exhaustion, or a lot more jingoism? Now, I could add assert hegemony. I would not be able to press it, though, because that costs 100 war score. I could, however, attempt to take more territory off of them. So I could take West Prussian as well. Actually, I can already do that. I don't need the extra jingoism to do this. I could add a cut down to size on the British. Actually, apparently, no, I can't. Oh, it's probably because I have the event up right now. That's not letting me do this. I'm going to lose that army. Even if I get you in there as reinforcements, you're not going to get there in time. I'll take just the 5%. Ah, damn it, game. You know what, let's, I think we can actually potentially get this done, this part. So this will be a slightly longer part. Like I said, I think we might be able to get this done, this part. Just kind of need to siege some more stuff down. Almost there. Okay, it was kind of relying on you coming to help me. That was a no. Wonderful. You go in and kill those guys. There we go. Okay, we've taken Posen. Now I kind of need to rebuild my army, because quite a few people have lost troops. What do you need? You need a guard. You need a cannon. And you need a guard. It's all good. It's all good. We got this. Slowly making our way up there. We've managed to basically split Prussia into 3. Especially once I can get these miners, they will officially be cut in 3. But that's going to be it for this part. So, we have managed to take a little extra territory, or not a little extra. We managed to take a little territory off the Ottomans. Not much, but, you know, a little. It helps. Take a little extra territory off the Prussians. Like I said, I think our next war with Prussia will be an assert-hegemony war. I am hopeful that that will allow us to basically kick them out of the Great Powers League. They only have 10 brigades. Wow. Yeah, they're... If all the people in their sphere were able to, like, get together and say, we don't want to be in your sphere anymore, they could easily defeat Prussia. Assuming Prussia doesn't get help from the British. That's going to be the main issue. Prussia would get support from the British. But, like I said, that's going to be it for this part. I will see you all next time. Quick reminder, I do have a Patreon. So if you do enjoy the content of the channel and you wish to help support it, that is the easiest and best way to do that. For as little as $1 a month, you get early access to all of my videos. So link down in the description to my Patreon if you wish to join it. I also do have, I should have probably mentioned this earlier, I do also have some affiliate links down below if you want to pick up Vicky 2. I'm really hopeful that at some point Paradox will get around to making a Vicky 3, because I do enjoy this game, even though it does have some flaws. It is overall, in my opinion, a really good and fun game. But yeah, so that'll be it for this part. Next time, I think we're just going to focus on building up our army, or rather rebuilding our army. I don't know if we'll go to war at all next part. I guess it just depends on how quickly the, what is that? About 5 years? Passes? Yeah, 5 years. Yeah, it just depends on how quickly that 5 years passes. I don't think we'll be going to war next part, though, if I'm being honest. It's not that big of a deal, though. Like I said, the war after this, that against the Prussians, will probably be our assert hegemony. Now that I think about it, I don't think we'll actually kick them out of the Great Power status, but we'll knock them down to, like, last place-ish, maybe. But yeah, so I will see you all next time, but until then, a goodbye and farewell.